Hey, so wasn't that a party that we had yesterday in the last couple of days? Is anybody else feeling the full moon hangover today? Just a little bit. So let me know if you're feeling it in your physical body, if your body's kind of feeling sluggish and slow and maybe just like a little yucky. Let me know if you're feeling it in your emotional body. And of course that, involves our good old ego and pain body in there. And let me know if you're feeling it in your spiritual body. So like in your connection, like in your faith, right? In your intuition. I know that for me, I'm kind of like feeling it a little bit all over the place. And I feel like sometimes that does happen. Like we get a little bit of the dip in everything, but there will be like a predominant factor in one of them. And so I know for myself that it's really easy for me just to go into the thinking and overthinking about things. Let me know in the comments if you're somebody that does that too. It's good that we own up to this stuff because when we have the awareness, we can be like, okay, yeah, there goes my mind again. My mind is going and it's focusing in on the stuff that I don't like. It's focusing in on the stuff that I think should be different. And right now is not a good time to do that. Like it can be a really good time to be like, okay, so this stuff isn't working for me in my life. I need to release it. I need to change it. And if you're able to do that right now in a really constructive way like that, of being like, okay, I recognize that's not making me feel great. I need to change this in that aspect. And here's what I can do. If you're doing it like that, that's fabulous. And then continue to do that because that will help you to build momentum to make real change. But if you're doing what I was doing this morning, which was like honing in on the stuff that was like not where I wanted it to be and not doing what I wanted to do, and then just feeling the density of it and like just sitting there with it and allowing my brain to like, don't do that. Don't do that. And this will be the energy, I think, that will do that. It's going to, Spirit's just saying to me, this kind of energy is the energy that can keep us in these holding patterns, in this stuck energy. Quite the difference from what we've been experiencing, right? That big flow energy that's been trying to come through, that's allowing us to create, which, were you guys noticing that? Were you like feeling inspired to get things done, just feeling lighter in general about everything? And then we have like one of these days, right? It's like those really, really high highs. And then we just do a big, massive drop. The best thing to do when we're in a drop like this is just ride it out. Just pretend that you're on vacation. You're somewhere warm and tropical and all the days have been really sunny. And then today is like overcast. It's overcast and maybe it's raining out. And just think of it as an opportunity to like chill out. Just as an opportunity to grab a book, go inward, maybe not do a lot of work. Like maybe this is not like your soul ascension day where you're like going to dig in and do a bunch of work. Maybe it's a day where you just kind of like rise above the stuff that doesn't feel great and then just coast for a bit. Just kind of coast for a little bit. Spirit's just saying momentum. So I feel like we need to like regather and regroup in order to build that momentum sometimes. Sometimes when we're like on full force, like when we've got our foot on the gas pedal and we're just go, 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 I feel like there's not enough time that we're renewing our resources. And so I feel like these days when we have these really big dips, that's the time that we kind of need to do that. It can be reflective. And again, if you're somebody who is like recognizing that you're in a good place when you're reflecting about stuff and you're finding it helpful, then go for it. Then this is a great day to do that because we still have that, that whole highly emotional Cancer energy coming through. Did anybody end their day yesterday with some tears? Did anybody At some point, that Cancer energy was going to come through, and it's going to come through around friendships, around relationships, that it was going to come through with a little bit of emotion, or a lot of emotion. So we are kind of still like that, still lingers a bit, right? We don't feel all of this stuff and then it just dissipates. Like, I was looking at some pictures of my mom last night. If you guys don't know, my mom passed in July, but I was going and looking at her pictures, which I do. And I was just having this huge sense of loss, like just this, which happens when we lose somebody. And it was just, and I knew that it was probably not the best day to do it on because of all the energy in Cancer, but sometimes Spirit does that for us, right? Especially if you are like a type A personality and you're somebody who has, like, for the majority of your time, not allowed yourself to like have enough of the, like, the deeply emotional moments where you kind of really need them. Sometimes we push through it, right? We push through it. We got to carry on business as usual. And so sometimes Spirit will give me that little nudge. And sometimes it will be things like, yeah, you know what? Let's look at some pictures of that. Because we know that when you do that, it softens your energy and it allows the tears to come up and it allows that gentle sadness to come in. And sadness is not a bad thing. It's something that we have to feel, right? We process things through feeling sadness and through grief. So maybe you need a little bit of that right now too. Sometimes we need that, like, to take the pressure cooker off, to take the pressure off. We need to expel a little bit of energy through tears. So that might be what you're feeling today. There might be a little bit of that going on for you too. Just Spirit's just saying to me, ride it out. Like, just, again, it's like that gentle kindness, like that. If, I try to do and this is new for me because, something that I'm still healing, working on, but I try to do that of, if this was a child and this child was feeling this way, how would I comfort the child? How would I soothe the child? And so doing that, and then I do that for myself. And I kind of do that for myself because I feel like, especially, if you are, somebody who's self-employed and you own your own business and, you're taking care of everything all the time, we tend to get this like hardness about us, right? We tend to get this like rigidness of like, we have to work. There's no time for that. No time for pausing. And yet our inner child in there is going through something and is processing something emotional. And so we have to like really kind of be like, okay, nothing else matters right now. Nothing else matters right now. None of the things I'm stressing about, none of the things that I think are urgent or take priority, none of it matters anymore. The only thing that matters right now is how I can comfort and create a sense of stability for myself, for my inner child, for all aspects of who I am. So that might be what we do today. That might be the focus today. Let me know if that feels right to you, if that feels like you're really in need of, and Spirit's just saying, some soul soothing, like soul soothing. Feel into that and see what that means. Let us know in the comments what that brings up for you. Sending you guys blessings.